Radhe Radhe everyone. Welcome to our daily wisdom from Bhagavad Gita session. Nitinji, over to you.
Thank you, Amritamani ji. Radhe Radhe, good morning, good evening everyone. Thank you Gayatri ji and Padmini ji for yet another wonderful session. So welcome to everyone. Today we'll continue on our journey that we started off with talking about science and spirituality. And we'll go a little deeper into that topic today and see how far we can go, because it will require multiple sessions. So we will continue to build on where we left yesterday using the same shloka, and then peel some more layers on this topic. And I would encourage all of you to, put down your questions, whatever questions you have related to this topic, because this is an intriguing topic in the sense that when youngsters or people who are non-believers, so to say, they come across and put across their point of views, then we don't know how to articulate or what to say. So that's why it's an important topic. And if you have any questions, put it down. We can bring it to our discussion. It's okay. I'm doing all right with my I'm doing all right with my health. Surenderji, I see your comment. I hope. All right. So let's get started by invoking the blessings of God and Guru like we always do, and get started with our session today. So I'm going to share my screen. We share sound. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Nitinji.
Okay. So let's get started by invoking the blessings of God and Guru. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Okay, Radhe Radhe, good morning, good evening again to all of you. So let's get started. I picked up this verse, chapter 7, verse 4, which basically is a very important verse and important for the context of our discussion that we are doing as well. And if Einstein, who's known as one of the greatest scientists of the modern era, had come across this verse, it would have been a eureka moment for him, because this verse is actually talking about everything being energy of God. Okay, so let's see what Lord Krishna is saying it, and then we'll get started. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu khammano buddhireva cha ahankariti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha. Okay, we can take a few hands and then get started.
Go ahead, Samji.
Radhe Radhe.
Yes, Nitinji.
Hey.
Go ahead, Samji.
Radhe Radhe.
Yes, what happened, Samji?
Bhumirapo analo vayuhu khammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Ashutoshji, go ahead, please.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Sandhya, go ahead, ma.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe
Radhe
Radhe.
Radhe.
Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu khammano buddhirev cha ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakritir ashtadha.
Very nice, Sandhya.
Rahul ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe Rahul.
Radhe Radhe. Bhumirapo nalo vayu mano buddhirev cha ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakartir ashtadha. Radhe Radhe.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Shyam ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Shyam ji.
Bhumirapo nalo vayu khamba mano buddhirev cha ahankariti yamme bhinna prakritir ashtadha. Radhe Radhe.
Wonderful. Very nice. Radhe Radhe.
Ragi ji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you.
भूमिरा अपो नलो वायु खम मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यम्मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, we can take 2 more hands and then we'll get started.
Please go ahead, Srinath ji.
Radhe Radhe Nitin ji, Amritwani ji and everyone.
Srinath ji.
Bhumirapo nado vayuhu kham mano buddhireva cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. Maybe one more hand.
Anisha ji.
We have Shreera. Okay.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Bhumirapo nalo vayu khagam mano buddhirev cha ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha.
Wonderful.
Radhe Radhe.
Very nice. I see. Okay, let's cover the last 3 hands quickly. I see Shri Ramya has turned on her video as well, so let's take her.
Ramya ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Bhumirapo nalo vayu kammano buddhirev cha ahankara ityame bhinna prakritirashtadha. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Ramya. Last but not the least, Vijay ji.
Please go ahead, Vijay ji.
nalo vayuhu khammano buddhireva cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha. Radhe
Wonderful.
Radhe.
Very nice. Okay, Anita ji, you're the last one then. Okay, we'll freeze it at that.
Radhe Radhe. Nice jacket, Nitin ji. Colorful.
Okay, thank you.
Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kammano buddhireva cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha. Thank you, Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Anita ji. I think my Holi is starting a little late, I guess, with this jacket. Nevertheless, let's get started. So in this shloka, Lord Krishna is saying that, so this is where he's referring to, let's hear what he's saying. He's saying that this earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego, these are the 8 components of my material energy. So let's look at how the entire set of how it unfolds. That's what we will talk about, and then we will go deeper into the topic that we initiated yesterday. This is what we are talking. Is science based on hard logic, while spirituality is faith-based, right? So there seems to be a bit of a tussle at times. And then this is a question that is posed by kids also, right? Their moms and dad. If I'm willing to believe only if it follows logic, and then we struggle, oh my God, how do I explain, right? I'm telling you, that's it. That's where we want the discussion to end, right? Not necessarily is why we are having this discussion. So let's get started then. So yesterday, this is where we left that Einstein, if he had come across this verse, is actually corroborates his theory, where he said that everything is an energy. And Lord Krishna is actually saying that everything is actually an energy, and he's tying up all the forces of nature into one equation of all matter, which is called unified field theory. If mathematicians, physicists would have a formula to convert all the matter into energy and one unified field theory, that would be like dream come true for them. Okay, so that is going on. However, Lord Krishna has stated that already, okay, which Einstein was trying to prove. 5,000 years ago, he said earth is energy, water is energy, fire is energy, and mind is also a form of energy. The mind, our minds, which is actually colloquially also known as a heart, it is also a form of energy, and bundles of energy are thought essentially that we get. And then there's a superior energy within mind also, which is called intellect. So these 5 plus 3, 8 he's talking about, but there are 24 entities. He's calling out these 8 entities in this particular shloka. Now let's look at all the 24 entities. I thought I'll bring it in today's session because I think Tanmeji brought that question, or Ajitji, one of them. So let's get started on this one then. And the ego, of course. And of course, there is beyond that a divine energy. So let's quickly look at this hierarchy, which I have brought in previous sessions as well. We have Param Purusha. Okay, he's the cause of all causes. It's like an engine. And then it glances at Prakriti. Prakriti is the female aspect of this creation. Where does Prakriti come from? Purusha only. Okay, so Purusha is the only thing. The buck stops at Purusha. Then he glances at Prakriti and the creation starts to unfold. Through Prakriti comes the Mahan Tattva. Okay, Mahan is truly Mahan because everything comes out of it. Okay. Now through Mahan Tattva comes the Ahamkar Tattva. Okay. Then the 3 gunas and the Panch Tanmatras come. Gunas are the driving force. So basically, this is how the hierarchy unfolds. You get Panch Tanmatras. Panch Tanmatras, through Panch Tanmatras comes the sense of sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, which correspond to the Panch Mahabhut, ether, air, fire, water, and earth. So if you look at it, do we have a technology to convert that? Basically, what happens is through ether comes the earth, air. Through air comes fire, through fire comes water, and through water comes earth. We don't have that technology. Brahmaji has that technology. God has given him that technology. Compression of ether. Ether is there. Space is there. You cannot see it, touch it, feel it, smell it. Nothing. But through ether comes the sense of feel. Compression of ether leads to air. Now air you can feel, but you cannot see. So Brahmaji says, no problem. I'll compress it further and give you fire. Fire now you can see. You can see and you can feel also. However, you cannot taste it. Right? And don't try tasting fire. Okay, you cannot taste it. It will burn your tongue. So then the next thing comes water. Now water you can taste also. You can see also, you can taste also. But then you cannot smell unless you have put some rose water or some perfume in it. So then comes the earth. And through earth, everything else comes. Plants come, grain come, and we are nothing but a derivative of earth only. So basically, this is how the creation unfolds. So one has a sense of sound. Ether is responsible for sound to travel. Then we get a sense of touch through air, sense of form through fire, taste through water, smell through earth. And these correspond to our Gyan Indriyas. Panch Karamendriyas and Gyanendriyas. Gyanendriyas are our ear, skin, eye, tongue, and nose. They map to each one of these sensations. And our Karamendriyas, hands, feet, speech, elimination, and procreation, and the mind, ego, complex. So these are the 24 entities, this is how they come. So Lord Krishna is saying all of these are actually energies or a derivative of energy only. They are interconvertible, right? And that's what Einstein E is equal to mc square in his formula actually proved. And everything is a derivative of earth only. All the precious stones that we see, all the different grains that we see, they come from earth. And then humans, they can mix and match and form things around it, right? The basic material is given to us by God. And using that, you can form different cuisines, right? You can form a Chinese cuisine, Mexican, American, whatever. But it is all a derivative of mud only. So that is the key concept to be understood. And the important thing is, this is nothing but a form of his energy alone. That is what Lord Krishna is saying in this particular shloka. So let's continue. And he's the male, being the cause of all causes, the supreme enjoyer. So everything is actually meant for to serve him. Okay, when everything serves him, the things, they automatically get what they need. But when we insert ourselves and become the enjoyer, that is where the problems start, and we start incurring binding karma and keep repeating in this world. So let's move on. Now, atheist take on God is what we yesterday spoke about, right? This is where we started yesterday. And some of the statements, my God died young, all men are thinking men are atheists, and all these statements that you come across, right? Willing to believe in God if I can see it and verify in lab, and I would take off understanding over the off ignorance. So people have different take on this topic. And one of the topics as part of this discussion, we will talk about, can anybody be technically an atheist or an agnostic? Okay, we will touch upon that topic as well in one of the days. Okay, but let's continue building on where we left yesterday. Now, is it based on faith or empirical evidence? We also spoke about this concept where you look at it. One of it is, it is science. If you look at it, hypothesis, observation, and conclusion. This is typically how it goes. And saying that there is no God, it is limited at the hypothesis level. There's no observation or conclusion around it. Why? Because you have jumped from hypothesis, you jump into conclusion. There is no God. In between state is missed. Because the scientist is taking a very big leap of faith, because they need to know everything out in this universe. We barely know about our own self. We barely know about our solar system. We hardly know about our Milky Way or galaxy, and forget about the universe and the rest of the universes. So with common logic, common sense, we can say you need to know everything for you to conclusively say there is no God, or outrightly reject the idea of God. Because even if there is one thing out there, that could be God. So it's a very logical explanation around this concept. Then we spoke about, okay, which one is a bigger, if scientists are also taking a leap of faith because they're jumping from hypothesis to conclusion, some scientists, not all, I'm not branding scientists or putting a stereotype here, people who actually claim to be atheists or agnostics, they are jumping from the hypothesis state to the conclusion state, okay? So that is also a leap of faith. Now, which one is a bigger leap of faith? Based on science alone, which is work in progress, we will see it in our subsequent discussion, how limiting it is. Faith on your own intellect or opinion of other people, is that more reliable if you were to put a faith or some kind of a intelligent faith, or faith on scriptures, which is a descending knowledge, faith on the words of saints, which has been reiterated, or faith on the words of Guru? So we said, I mean, if you have to put a faith, you have to put in a little judicious faith around, where the odds of your faith are backed with some kind of a sound reasoning. So if you put it on scriptures, it's a smarter idea as opposed to putting it on your own intellect or opinion of other people. Okay, we reached that point, and then we started challenging some of the other things as well. So let's look at it. We looked at the empirical evidence. We said nobody has been to Bulgaria, but they still they can believe there is Bulgaria, because there are ways you can actually go and see Bulgaria for yourself, or Iceland, whichever the place may be. There's a process. And without following the process, you cannot outrightly reject, right? If somebody is hung up upon saying there's no Bulgaria because I've not seen it, it's not a sound argument. There is a way, you follow the process, you can see that. Extending that, let's talk another concept today. Here you see, what do you see? You see milk. Okay, so now I'm going to pose a question here. In this milk, do you see ghee, clarified butter? Ghee is a desi concept, right? Do you see ghee in this? Right? We don't see ghee in that. Now, because we don't see it, can we outrightly reject the presence of, because of lack of visual evidence? Can you negate the existence of ghee in the milk? If somebody says yes, you can raise your hand. Okay, good. Nobody has, so that means you agree that just by the visual evidence on the basis of visual evidence alone, we cannot negate the existence of ghee, because we all have tasted ghee in some form or manner, right? Now, what happens? In order for you to see ghee, you need to first, make yogurt out of it, the cream that you keep on preserving, and then you churn it. And after churning it, you get, butter out of it, and then you melt it, and then you get the ghee. So there is a process. Again, the same argument, there is a process for you to see something. Just because you are not seeing it through your visual evidence doesn't mean that it does not exist. There's a logical fallacy when somebody says, I have to see something to actually believe in it, which is going to get further explained in our scriptures, where they talk about proof. When we talk about evidence, there are 3 kinds of proofs our scriptures talk about. Let's talk about those today. So that brings us to the types of evidences. Okay, what kind of evidences are admissible in the court of, not law, but in court of your intellect, okay, which our scriptures are telling us. Let's look at those evidences. The pramans, they are called pramans, or the evidences that you can rely on. The first one is called pratyaksh praman. Pratyaksh praman means what you see, touch, feel. Those 5 senses, born out of Panchatan Matras. Now the direct perception, you rely on that and you say only what I directly perceive is I'm willing to believe, right? That's a very common argument people say it. Now let's look at the limitation of it. It is limited by your sensory perception. For example, you may be walking in the night, you step on a rope and it may seem like a snake. It's not snake, but that's a limitation of your sensory perception. Maybe you got a feel of a snake that you had encountered in the past or seen in movies and you thought it is a snake. So is it a correct knowledge? It is not. Secondly, let's think about the other senses as well. I can give you multiple examples around that. From a sound perspective, I think our ears, human ears, can hear within a certain range, 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And certain animals, right, when an earthquake or something is going to come, they start getting restless because they can pick up those frequencies. Dogs can hear even ultrasonic sounds. And bats, I think they can hear even ultrasonic sounds, which are outside the range of the frequency that our ears are designed to hear at. Now, can we negate the presence of those sounds just because we cannot hear it? We cannot. Those still exist. Visual, do we see radio waves? Or the waves which through our antenna or through cable channel become, digital form analog signals which we see TV from? Can we see those? We cannot see those. We can't see the radiations coming from infrared, or the Bluetooth that you have put on, or the mobile tower those things that are traveling there. But can we negate it just because we cannot see it? We cannot negate it. They do exist. It's just that we are limited through our sensory perception. So the pratyaksh praman is the lowest type of evidence, scriptures say. If somebody gives this very, a lot of people, they come with that, if I see it, I'll believe it. Okay, you cannot see it. There are things you have to follow a process to see that. So sensory perception, or the pratyaksh praman, is the most lowest form of praman and most unreliable. Okay, and not something that you can rely on to understand the higher or the subtler things or the absolute truth, of course, right? So that is the limitation of pratyaksh praman. The second kind of praman is called anuman praman, which is deduction, logical deduction, inference, inferential logic, right? We see if this happens, that means this happens, so that means this must have happened, kind of a deal. So you acquire knowledge by logic and argumentation around, you could just deduce through logical interpretation about things. Now, this might be a little better than the pratyaksh praman, but if you look at it, this is also not something which is foolproof. Okay? For example, it can lead you to absurd conclusions. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Now, if you see smoke, you'll say there is fire. Okay, that is a deduction you are making, not necessary, right? It could be mist or a fog as well. right? There was a scientist who was doing an experiment on a frog and start cutting his legs. So it started jumping less and less until it cut all the legs and it did not jump at all. So the conclusion, inferential logic of this scientist was, when you cut all the legs of a frog, its brain stops working. Now, what kind of a logic it is, right? Of course, it cannot jump. So that is called inferential logic, where it could be absurd. Whatever deduction you make based on the experiment that you are conducting or based on what you are seeing, it could still be absurd. So it is also not foolproof. Okay, it is better maybe in some cases, like for example, if you see light, but it's a cloudy day, you know the sun is out. How? Because there's light, even though you're not able to see it, but through inferential logic, you can say there is sun. So it is better than your pratyaksh praman. Okay. Similarly, other inferential logics are, if you have father, you had a grandfather, and there must be super grandfather and all that lineage. You don't have to see all of them. Have you seen your great grandfather? You have not, but you believe because there's a reason for you to believe. Right? This is how the inferential logic works. Then the third one, and the most relevant one when it comes to spirituality and scriptural understanding, it's called Shruti Praman. It is called Shabd Praman also, which comes through verbal testimony. Verbal testimony not of people around, but verbal testimony of sages and saints, realized sages and saints. Vedas, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, they are perfect source of knowledge without any limitations. They came through oral tradition. Okay, so their oral tradition is not like people like you and I gossiping and talking. They were realized sages. They would download and provide that information. And this is the most reliable proof you can get. And this oral tradition is the most reliable. Testimonial, right? If you go to buy something, what do you rely on? These days you have those Yelp and everything. What are those? They're testimonials of people whom you trust. I will check the Yelp reviews and then go to the restaurant. So we rely on testimonials of people whom we have a good reason to trust. And this whole scriptural knowledge actually comes through to oral. Brahma is given it to Narad. Narad will give it to next Vedvyas. Vedvyas will document it. This is how it comes. And that is why it is foolproof. It is not subject to the 4 defects that we have when humans create some knowledge. Okay, so Shruti Praman or Shabd Praman is the highest side of Praman. Okay, there's another crude example about it. Like if somebody says, I'm going to find my dad based on paternity tests, how many tests would they have to conduct? Right? In order to come to that, the simple is go to your mother and ask her. You have a reason to believe, go to a bona fide source and simply take that verbal testimony. That is good enough rather than wasting your life in doing so many tests. So oral tradition or the Shabd Praman is what we rely on in the spiritual side. Not something I will see and then I will believe it, or I will deduce this based on my intellectual ability. That is not a perfect way. Now, when it comes to Shabd Praman, of course, it is like science only. You still put hypothesis, okay, this is what the scripture is saying. Then you do observation by aligning to that principle, and then you drive conclusion. Nobody is asking you to put a blind faith. It is an intelligent faith based on what scriptures are saying. Multiple saints have said they had better business, right? Rather than reiterating the same thing, that God, bhakti, God, love for God, devotion to God, faith of God, Kabir Ji's dohas, they are all saying the same thing. Why would they continue to say the same thing? There's a good reason for us to believe. See, it is said in Kanpur, or for that matter anywhere, in night we know, right? When dogs, usually when everybody sleep or they are on the verge of sleeping, the dogs, they start barking. Right? So when one starts barking, rest all start barking as well. I don't know why that they do that. So the theory is that they trust that this dog has seen something which we need to be concerned about as well. So they trust their clan. But as human beings, we don't trust our clan. Okay, we trust them for a restaurant review, but we don't trust the saints for the knowledge that they are giving us. And that is where a leap of faith is needed, but follow the scientific process. Take a leap of faith, understand that principle, apply it in your life, and reject it if it doesn't work for you. It's the same principle, but without understanding, without having formally explored, you reject it outwardly just for the sake of discussion or argumentation. It is stupidity, basically, nothing else, right? You are building a barrier around yourself. So this is how it goes. Then, and scriptural knowledge is, the good thing about scriptural knowledge is like a cooked rice. When you cook your rice, you taste a little bit of it. And if that is cooked, you can safely assume rest of it is cooked as well. So you don't have to test everything again. And Bhagavad Gita people, okay, this all makes sense, but this does not make what, but this does not. If you believe in what, believe in all. It is divine knowledge. You cannot put your intellect to that. Experiment with it and then see where it takes you. So it's like a cooked rice where you just taste a little bit of it and you can safely assume rest of it is correct as well. It may not make sense to your intellect that, a monkey was flying over an ocean carrying a mountain. You don't have to get all the answers. Suspend your judgment around it. Or if you start reading Bhagavatam chapter 10 and say what kind of God was, chasing girls and stuff like that, people stop there only. Suspend your judgment around it until the higher concepts will start making sense. Let's not stop. Understanding to understanding, not from doubt to doubt. That is how this journey unfolds. And these are the two ways to acquire knowledge. One is, of course, the basis of our modern science, which is, ground up, ascending process. You understand something and then you build on top of it, and you keep on understanding it, right? So today, what is truth? Tomorrow, it may be revised because that understanding might have become more nuanced or subtler at that point. So it is built over time. Newer theories just keep on substituting the older ones. And it is limited knowledge and it relies on direct perception alone. Direct perception, that means it relies on pratyaksh praman. And we have already seen the limitations of pratyaksh praman, right? And of course, it does not have answers to the afflictions ailing human beings. Can anybody give us, for all the material advances, technologies, gadgets, all the stuff that we have done, can anybody tell how to conquer anger, or why is it important to even do that? Or how to stop worrying, or how to deal with anxiety, or how to cleanse yourself? Can it answer those questions? It cannot. You go to any college, any university, any Ivy League, nobody can give that answer to you. Okay, it can give you symptomatic suggestions, recommendations, but not cures. So the other knowledge is called, so this is ascending process. Einstein had said, the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. So true knowledge actually brings in humility. Vidya dadati vinayam. Sanskrit shloka is there. So if you are not getting humility because of knowledge, you are developing false pride and ego. That is not true knowledge. And the second is ascending process, which we are discussing. It is based on scriptural knowledge, reiterated by multiple saints, time-tested principles, and the perfect knowledge. And it's a manual for human life. So this is the perfect knowledge that we are talking about. So this is the difference between these two kind of knowledge. And in this one, Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam, this world is a veritable form of God, is what our scriptures are saying. So this world that we are dealing with and the material science, I'm going to pick up on that part, is a veritable form of God, and both sciences that we are going to talk about are bona fide. They should be actually mutually reinforcing each other as opposed to contradicting each other. And people who truly understand that, the great scientists, they are able to appreciate it. However, some of the people, because they think they are of scientific temperament, reject it outrightly and create a lot of misinformation, which is unfortunate. That's not how it should be. Both are equally important, and we'll see how and why. Any questions so far? Now, but by the way, the seeds of antagonism, they were sown long back in 16th century. I'll get to that. But before that, any question on what we have spoken about today? Yes, Tanmeji.
Thank you so much. I was really waiting for this session, and thank you. This is really knowledgeable. And sir, I'm also working on a similar pattern. Just like I questioned you yesterday that about the 24 indriyas. So my question is, if these 24 indriyas are the material realm, the Purush one or the soul element is the 25th one. So are these sensory, if these 24 indriyas, are these have some material nature? Like I would say they have some mass or they have some frequency if they are vibrating energy.
So first of all, I'll call them entities. Okay, they are all entities, right? 24, and they are all material. That is right. You are right. They are all material. We have spoken about, maybe you can, we'll bring that concept back again. The Param Purush, right? He has three aspects to his personality. One is his inner energy, which is called Yogamaya Shakti. It will come, that shloka will also come. Second is his Tatastha Shakti, Jeev, which is us. We are also divine. And third is his material energy. All that we are seeing on the screen right now, from Prakriti onwards, is his material energy, Maya energy.
Okay. So this all count, if we take this count, so Purusha is the 25th, can we say the Purusha is the 25th element and the remaining are the 24
It's more
elements?
cosmetic as such. Everything rolls back into Purusha. When Pralay happens, Panch Tanmatras, the Panch Mahabhut morph into Panch Tanmatras and back into the Ahankar Tattva, back into Mahan Tattva, back into Prakriti, and back into Purusha. So, I mean, you could count Purusha, but typically he says that when I manifest world, these are the 24 entities that are created. Now, if you want to count him as an entity, I mean, sure, but I would leave the source out. Yeah.
Wow. So, um, uh, because there are innumerous questions, because I'm also working on this similar work. If it is possible, I would like to have a separate conversation.
Sure, you can fill it in the feedback tracker. I'll be happy to give you a call and have an offline conversation on it.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, maybe one more question. I think we had some announcement to make as well.
Please go ahead, Ramya ji.
I'm Radhe Radhe. I had a question on similar lines based on the previous question. Like Prakriti could be the divine Prakriti, or is it material Prakriti?
Material. This is material. This all is material.
The lower, starting from 5, it is material. 2, 3, 4?
They are Sukshma Tattva, but they are material, right? They are subtle elements. Science cannot reach that. Science is not even able to understand the common elements. Panch Mahabhuta, Mahan, Ahamkar, and those tattvas are subtle elements, but they are still material.
Okay. And where does Brahma Jyoti fit in here? Somewhere after Purusha, is it?
Brahma Jyoti is, okay. Brahma Jyoti is a different. So basically, it is said that Purusha has his personal form also, right? So the effulgence of his body, in fact, the tip of his toenail, that effulgence is called Brahma Jyoti. So people who merge in that, they merge with his effulgence of his body alone. They don't even get to see the actual thing. It's like a train coming from a distance. You just see the light. You have not seen the train. So Brahma Jyoti is nothing but the effulgence of God. God's basically body.
And it's above Prakriti.
Yeah, Prakriti is an element. Brahma Jyoti is actually divine. Okay. Now you're getting to the divine thing. Like Brahmalin, somebody who becomes Brahmalin, you are merged with the divine. Prakriti is material, that is divine.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nitinji, can we just do the announcements and then do the other hands? If you can stop your screen sharing, please.
Sure.
Yeah, we will take the other hands after this announcements.
Okay, you can reserve your questions. See, what I'm telling you is, please put in the questions related to this topic, things that you struggle with when those questions are posed or people get into discussions, right? Put those questions and we'll try to systematically tackle those questions. Put it in the feedback tracker. We have at least 2 more sessions, I think, that we will use to cover the remaining. And I'm going to bring in what Western philosophers and some of the great scientists of our era talk about this topic. Okay, they have to say about their understanding of science. That will give you better testimonials. I'll bring that in the subsequent sessions.
I guess I will start with the announcements.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Amritamanji. Okay, Radhe Radhe everyone. And Nitinji, do you notice there are more videos on today than maybe normal? And are you liking
All I can say is everybody is doing a great job earning points for their team today. So good job. Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, so I think Chef Adi, you there? Let's
Yeah.
So today is a very special day. And I think you know about it, Chef Ali, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is a very special day as it is the birthday of our dearest Nitinji.
Woohoo!
Not again, please.
So नितिन जी अभी आप हमें सुन लो, बाद में डांट लेना अच्छे से.
हाँ, आप डांट सकते हो हमें बाद में, but please अभी please सुन लीजिए.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. Today is a very special day, more for all of us, because it was this date today, I think just a few years ago, when God gave human form to Nitinji to kind of come and
No jokes, okay? You can't pull my
spread.
like this.
अरे joke नहीं
That
है.
is not acceptable.
To spread the
Human
message.
form. You can tell the previous species also, okay? In that
वो
case.
हमें नहीं पता ना. Okay, to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita, which has been understood and interpreted by Maharaj Ji and Swami Ji, and Nitin Ji has taken the effort to creatively, simply, and in a very effective manner convey it to all of us, and hence. First, I guess we would just want to show you a simple video which will kind of reflect upon this. And I'll just start sharing. In the meanwhile, Chefali, if you want to say something.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing how he has touched and transformed the lives of so many of us. Now, without further ado, let's watch some glimpses of how he manages to implant the wonderful nuggets of wisdom coming from Swamiji and Maharaji in the minds of all of us. Yeah, let's play the video.
God is bliss is what scriptures are telling us, and we all are seeking bliss. Even an atheist, for that matter, is seeking bliss. So technically, nobody is an atheist. They're also seeking God. It's just that they're not aware of it. Right? You can call it Papa, or you can call it my mom's husband. In both cases, you are calling the same entity. This is one of the shlokas which is repeated in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam both. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tastatavits in Bhagavatam as well. So he says, when you offer me something or what you feel for me, I reciprocate it to the same extent, at the same moment, to the same intensity, at the same time to that devotee. And that is how much, at length God is willing to go for us. The second definition, aspect, attribute of God is Atmarati. Atmarati means one who is attracted to his or her own self. What a cool position to be in, right? He's just happy in himself. In fact, it is said when Krishna looks at himself, he faints, He's like, oh my God, how beautiful I look. He faints himself. So there is a beautiful Leela of Radha and Krishna where he's saying Radhe and he's fainting. Then Radha is saying Krishna, she's fainting. And then Radhe is fainting. So they are fainting, taking turns in fainting. So we can't imagine these Leelas where God has an ability, even his own bliss, he's able to, wow, kind of. Religion would make your grandmother happy, especially if you are putting tika and based on whichever tradition you are on. And spirituality would make God happy, because now you are trying to understand your relationship with the divine and making progress there. Maharaj used to say this should be the most important festival, not Valentine Day, but Gopi Prem Divas, because we are celebrating love. We are celebrating love, which is the essence of all the scriptures in all the traditions, because that love is something which is driving this entire universe. Very nice. In fact, gopis, when Lord Krishna, he used to come back grazing the cows in the evening, they would complain. You know what they would complain? They would complain to Brahmaji that, you know what? You have given us only 2 eyes. There are certain species like honeybees who have hundreds of eyes on their body. Okay, they can see the 100 of eyes. They said, you have given us just 2 eyes, because when the Shyam Sundar comes, we can't devour enough of him through our eyes, just 2. And on top of that, you are making us blink. We can't even take on that separation of that truti blink. So true love says, when you have a reason for it to get destroyed and still you are able to preserve that sentiment, then it is true love. Can we do that in material? We can't. If you see a painting, that implies a painter. If you see a poetry, that implies a poet, right? Similarly, when you see a creation, that implies a creator. So when you see something beautiful, there is a creator behind it. So that is how it happens in nature as well. And when you see laws, perfect laws, law of gravity, law of thermodynamics, law of optics, it implies a lawmaker as well. It's a very simple logic. So lawmaker, creator is who we are going to talk about today. Similarly, when adversity comes in our life, it is not only gives us an opportunity to build our character, but also reveals what we are made up of. Because all we can give at that point is what we have truly made ourselves. Start making spirituality something related to God, maybe seva, as the focal point of your life, your work and everything will start aligning. But for as long as your work is your priority at the center of your life, it will make you dance for the rest of your life. Trust me. The biggest concern parents have is, how can I get my kid to do this? They miss the point that if you do it yourself, that's the biggest way, biggest influencer, because they look at what we do, not necessarily at what we say. Piece by piece, we can increase it or we can decrease it. So are we contributing to increase the spiritual quotient of this earth by virtue of our existence, or are we not? The choice is with us. Sukhitvam, in your happiness lies my happiness is the key thing. One will feel happy and other will feel happier, and I'll feel the happiest. Okay. If you're thinking, we've been doing this session for the past 2 years every day and it's too late, that's not the case. Okay. No matter where you are, you can start joining in, and within a matter of few months, you would be up to speed on all the fundamental stuff that you need to know from Bhagavad Gita standpoint to keep progressing with the rest of the group. And welcome to today's edition of Daily Wisdom. From Pranayam, we will move to Jnanayam now. Okay, the plane is taken off. Let's talk about a quick story. Here you see a millionaire. Do you like this millionaire? Money is raining, cats and dogs on top of his head. He doesn't need an umbrella to shield himself from this money, but apparently he's carrying it for whatever reason. So once upon a time, that is how the story starts. Once upon a time, there was a dog named Rover, and the story is over. So thank you very much. Okay, let's have the discussion. We are on Bhang for most part of the year here, by the way. Okay, that is how we. So none of them will fall. Okay, that is a guarantee. We'll take. Okay, because they are not allowed to leave the sessions, and if they don't, we are not going to let them fall at all. But yes, sooner if we get that opportunity. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
So we don't know about us, but I guess for sure, Nitinji, you through your existence have definitely increased the spiritual quotient of this earth. And I hope this video brought smiles to all of your faces as it did to us. And just want to mention this once again, that Nitinji have made this session like a perfect blend of Tattva-gyan, devotion, love for God, practical tools, tips, and a lot more fun. So an ideal satsang that we would imagine should be. But that's not it. There is something else, which is basically reflections of how these sessions have benefited all of us. Shefali, you would want to take it further?
Yeah. That's not it, Nitinji. Wait, there's another surprise coming your way. Now we would like to share a video of heartfelt messages from the class participants reflecting how Nitinji has transformed our lives through these wonderful sessions.
As you've hijacked my session today, okay? So we need to talk separately.
But yeah, Nitinji, you can scold us later. But please watch the video.
Nitinji, this is like learnings, what we are learning from the class.
Okay, I put it together. My deepest gratitude to them. It's a lot of hard work, whoever did that. So thank you so much. I enjoyed watching it as well. So I can imagine how much of hard work you guys would have put in. So thank you so much. Very humbling for me, but I will reserve my spiel for later. Let's hear.
And yeah, regarding this video, there is one thing that I anyway want to add, like a pitch for Seva, but I will do it later. Let's just continue this for now.
Sure.
Okay. Right now, you see, just Shefali confirm, you see the green screen.
Yeah.
Right?
Go
Okay,
ahead.
cool.
Yeah.
So I'll proceed.
Radhe Radhe. My takeaway from Daily Wisdom Bhagavad Gita class is that you won't find lasting happiness by looking for it in materialistic things or people. Krishna is our only source of eternal happiness. So we should seek happiness from him by engaging ourselves in seva and
My
jnana.
biggest takeaway from Nitinji's class is to practice presence of God in everything, whatever I do.
These sessions are truly inspirational and gives me something to contemplate on every day.
Well, one key takeaway for me is we cannot escape Maya. It helps me with my daily life and keeping things in perspective.
My key takeaway from Nitinji's session is that everyone's gunas are different at different times.
From Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita class, I learned about what is the ultimate purpose of our existence and how we can achieve that.
Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita class by Nitinji. The class is super amazing. The key takeaway for me is I got to know the importance of seva. Thank you.
My key takeaway from Nitinji's Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita class is the purity of intention and the level of efforts are our best insurance policy.
Radhe Radhe, my key learning from Nitin sir's class is that we should take the lantern and walk one step at a time, and there will be a day when we'll reach our home, our destination.
A very big thank you for all the sessions of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. It's been immensely helpful, and I am actually blessed as a person to have a person like you, and to attend the sessions with all of you, with all the team members. I would like to thank also the team members, those who have got associated in Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita.
I am getting less anxious about my future after attending Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita classes.
My key takeaway from the Daily Wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita class is the way Nitin ji explains some of the complex topics in a simplest possible way with real world examples.
You are where your mind is. So irrespective of the place, wherever you are, when your mind is contemplating on the Lord, then your life is said to be successful.
तमेव शरणं गच्छो सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्ते स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्. In this shloka, God says, completely surrender to me.
Key takeaway from Nitinji's Bhagavad Gita class is to see divinity in everything and to detach from materialistic things.
Thank you so much for the Bhagavad Gita sessions. One takeaway from this session is about learning the different gunas and how no two people can have the same gunas. And because of that, how it helps me to deal better with different kinds of people. Thank you.
Nitin Bhaiya always simplify the concept of Bhagavad Gita and provides practical examples of life along with the relevant information needed for our spiritual progress. The key takeaway from the class is Tat Sukh Sukhitvam, taken from Narad Bhakti Darshan Sutra. That means true love is for the happiness of the beloved.
The beneficial takeaway for me is how to control the anger and why we should not get angry on anyone.
जैसे तुलसीदास जी ने कहा है ना, तुलसी मेरे राम को रीज बजो या खींच, भूमि फेंकत उगेंगे उल्टे सीधे बीज. जैसे बीज को जब बोना है तो देखा नहीं जाता है कि वो सीधा है या उल्टा है, बस वो जब जमीन में मिट्टी में चला जाता है तो अपने समय आने पर अंकुरित होगा और वो फिर उसकी फसल उगेगी. वैसे ही मुझे पता नहीं है कि आध्यात्मिक जगत के लिए मेरे पास क्या गुण है और मुझे क्या अंकुरित करना है, लेकिन एज अ बीज, मैं छोटा सा बीज, आपके संग और सत्संग मिलने की वजह से, जेके कम्युनिटी का संग और सत्संग जो आप ज्ञान गंगा घर पे हमें दे रहे हो, उस वजह से शायद कभी ना कभी मुझ में भी वो अंकुरण होगा और मैं भी आध्यात्मिक जगह में वो भाव प्रकट होने के बाद आगे बढ़ सकती हूँ.
After being part of this class, I can feel the same as Arjun felt at the time of Mahabharata, uplifted and enlightened. Thank you.
The takeaway which I would like to say would be that we all are small eternal seeds from a big tree which is Lord Krishna, and always we should be immersed in Karma Yoga, doing our work, and always we should be at oneness with God
divinely and thinking only about God and doing service for the God.
My key takeaway from Nitinji's session is more knowledge contemplation and making inner growth a priority. Decorating self from inside rather than on external focus.
My takeaway from daily wisdom of Bhagavad Gita is the manual of the life. It teaches us how to live life. It teaches how to handle the situation.
Bhagavad Gita online sessions conducted by Nitinji is divinely fantastic and well developed to address the requirement of the spiritual seekers. He arranges the contents of Bhagavad Gita systematically and lucidly explains the same with lots of examples and stories to imbibe this transcendental knowledge in the minds and lives of the participants of these sessions.
So many key takeaways from Nitinji's class. One of them is dovetailing our senses towards God.
Nitinji's class is very informative, interactive and easy to understand.
The most important message which I have learned from daily Bhagavad Gita session is that the Krishna is always with you, and I feel that every moment, and that makes my life happier and easier.
My favorite is Tat Sukh Sukhitvam. The true love for Krishna implies my happiness lies in your happiness.
Ye yatha mam prapadyante tanstatheva bhajamyaham. In this verse, Lord Krishna says, whatever you will feel for me to the same extent for the same duration, I will also reciprocate. And in the same.
Thank you so much, Nitinji, for transforming my life from Bhanjan to Bhajan. And may Krishna be with you always and bless you with long years of life, so that like how you transform my life, you transform everybody else's too. Thank you so much.
All right, just one thing to add, that this is just a fraction of what I think. There are lots of participants and they all want to say something, and I'm just sorry if something has been missed from anyone's side, but yeah, Nitinji, we couldn't take a lot of time, otherwise we will hear a lot of dance from you, so that's why we are stopping now. Now it's on you.
No, thank you. It's very humbling. I mean, you truly put in a lot of effort. I don't know how many. So sorry for putting you in trouble for that. See, I always used to think, birthday, it's not a very significant thing. Like Mark Twain had said, right? There are 2 days which are important. The day you are born, but more important is the day when you figure out why you are born. So that happened probably around 8-9 years ago when I met Swamiji. And I can see, God and Guru's grace, where something as insignificant as, birthday is made such a big deal now, because you people are benefiting from it, right? It's his work that is getting accomplished, and I'm happy to be that instrument, happy to be that facilitator. I'm the biggest gainer from this experience over the last 2 years. And it means a lot, you guys are feeling benefited. I may be the face, but it is the Guru's thing, right? So just think of what Swamiji is giving to each one of us, right? And enabling ordinary people like me to be reciting like a parrot in front of all of you, and you're thinking, wow, what's happening, right? So I'm just a facilitator here, but I can see his grace in action, and I feel it every moment. And having your company, association of you inspired devotees, satsangis on an everyday basis, where you look forward to it, right? It gives me a lot of inspiration as well. And to be honest, I feel you guys provide me motivation every day to do it differently, to bring in some X factor, so that when you walk away after every session, okay, something good happened, that feel good, learning something new, and that inspiration, so all that is coming in from Guru. but the credit goes to each one of you for giving me that motivation and keeping me inspired and turning up every day and tolerating me for 60 minutes. Okay, that itself is a big deal. But thank you again, very humbling to see all the things, you guys put together, the video and those clippings means a lot to me. I don't think I deserve it, but in all humility, I'll accept it because you have presented it with so much of love. So thank you so much. And I'm speechless after this. What else? I think you embarrassed me enough. Is there anything else as well?
No embarrassment, but after, I think people who want to say something, we wanted to unmute all of us and just once wish you together. That's one.
Radhe Radhe together, okay? As you're all unmuted.
Yeah, so I guess, Amrita Vaniji, you can facilitate. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, the same word I want to say. करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है, मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है. So it has been a magical time for me, to be honest. I don't know how things are getting done, and it's very heartwarming to see so many people coming forward and getting benefited from it. And the best thing that I experience is when one of you goes to Swamiji and meets him, and Swamiji tells me, you know what, I met this person who came from the sessions. I'm like, wow, job done. So if you meet Swamiji, meet him, it will take your journey to a next level. And that is where I feel my job is done. So my job is to get a foot in the door, get you started, at least have the thought process going on spiritual side. And then if you meet Swamiji, that's when the job is accomplished. So if you want to really make me feel good, please meet Swamiji, okay? And then your journey will go to another level altogether. Okay, I'll not speak much now.
Okay, we have somebody here.
I see. Oh, this looks like a familiar face. Okay.
Nivan, what do you want to say?
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Nivan. This is the first time he's saying that, by the way, the whole day. Okay. Thank you.
What else do you want to say, Nivan?
Radhe Radhe.
Okay, that's for us. For Papa, what do you want to say?
Happy birthday, Papa.
Thank you, Nivan. It means a lot to me. I'll see you very soon, okay? I'm not too far away. Go to sleep now.
Arnimaji, do you want to say anything? But we are all here.
No, I just I wanted Nivan to join Bhagavad Gita session because he says that when I will grow up, I will also do it.
Oh,
so,
that's sweet.
No, I just want to say thank you to each and everyone because, every time I hear any inspiring story from Nitin, I can't join the sessions, but it helps me in my journey also whenever I hear any inspiring stories. And there are so many from this session. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and I must tell you, we have about 20 to 25 people right now across 4 teams. And they are the most active, I can tell you, on the social media. Amazing seva all of you are doing. So keep up doing the great work. Insta, Facebook, portal, the comments, like, shares. You guys are doing an awesome job. And this is the most active group. And I feel so good about it when I see that. So thank you, everyone, for each one of you.
Just want to thank Arnimadi as well. If not for you, we wouldn't have had this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, she's the one who has enabled me, because if she won't cooperate, you can imagine what can happen, right? If our gunas don't match at this hour, 9 to 10, it's in deep trouble. So thank you. Thank you for tolerating me and enabling me for that.
Yeah, that he has aligned that guna from 9 to 10.
9 to 10, we align our gunas. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Atmaji.
Thank you.
Okay, I see. Radhe Radhe. Champaji?
Radhe Radhe, Champaji.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. I know I won't take long. I want to wish Nitinji a very happy and Krishna conscious birthday. May Hari and Guru be always with him. And I thank him for introducing his lovely family. And one request from Nitinji is we have such a lovely group here, but we don't know where they are, what they are. Recently, I came to know my little Sandhya is a postdoctoral student, I'm so proud. Like that, there are so many things I would like to know as a grandmother. One session you must have so that we'll know who they are, what they are,
Sure.
about my lovely group.
Sure.
Thanks once again. I love your humor and I love your class. Thank you.
Thank you,
Radhe,
Champa.
Radhe. God bless you and be with you always.
Thank you, Champaji. Your words are always, I treasure, I cherish whenever you come. And there's a special bond I feel, because you've been there right from the beginning. And it's always a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you so much for that. And yes, we'll do that so that we get to know all who's who of our session and disclose their identities and what they do. So we'll do that, Champaji. Maybe we'll stagger it across multiple sessions. We'll pick up 5 at a time. Okay. And I'll take the privilege of introducing them. You can do the same for yourself, and I'll chime in a few words as well. Yes. Okay.
Shyamji?
Okay. We can get to devotional segment and start singing. Okay, my birthday is over now.
नितिन भाई राधे राधे
राधे राधे श्याम भाई,
जन्मदिन की बहुत बहुत बधाई हो।
धन्यवाद।
आपने देखा होगा कि मैं वीडियो में कहीं नहीं आया, मैं आपके साथ हूँ, बट अगर आपको याद होगा कि लास्ट जन्माष्टमी पे मैं सबको बोलता रह गया कि मेरा बर्थडे आ रहा है, बर्थडे आ रहा है, बर्थडे आ रहा है। मुझे सिर्फ 3 लोगों ने विश किया और आज आपको पूरे लोगों ने विश किया, तो प्लीज टेक इट ना, वी आर देयर फॉर यू नितिन भाई। जस्ट फील गुड, हैप्पी, एंड वी नो दैट it's your humbleness that you want to put it to Swamiji and Maharaji. It's okay, but take it in stride na and say thank you to all of us. As simple as that. We are there for you. हम आते हैं, सुनते हैं, समझते हैं, आपको झेलते हैं, सहते हैं. Likewise, आप भी ये करते हैं, तो please be with us and enjoy the moment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I accept it with all humility and appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Shyamji's birthday comes around Janmashtami. Okay, that is the key message.
August 21st.
Nobody has to forget that. Okay, from here on. Thank you, Shyamji. You are like my elder brother, and I just love hearing from you. And I'm glad you took the initiative yesterday, and you are on this wonderful journey with all of us. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Actually, we have a devotional segment. There are a few hands raised and everybody wants to. So we will just give 1 minute to each of them. So please.
And then we have a devotional segment. Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, people, if you want to leave, you may leave. It's up to you.
If you want to leave, you may leave. Yeah.
And also, if you want to turn on your cameras, I will take a few screenshots.
Yeah, you can take a picture. I think very rarely we get to see so many faces together. So let's get a picture.
Yes, maybe we can do that if you all can turn on your cameras.
Now you know why I'm wearing a colorful jersey today. That's a secret.
Okay, Joanne. Yeah, are you taking pictures, Sandesh? Okay.
Yeah, people can start speaking and I will take a couple of screenshots. Yeah.
Yeah. Joanne ji, please go ahead.
Okay, I just want to sing 2 lines of happy birthday to Nitin ji.
Sure, please.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nitin ji. Happy birthday to you. I was going to sing the Hindi version, Bare Bare Dilai, but I'm going to pass on that tonight. But all the best as you celebrate your special day and the many, many more to come. Thank you very much for all that you do for all of us. You inspire us to learn and grow spiritually, and it's truly, truly, truly appreciated. So thank you very much.
Very sweet of you, Joanji. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. I also just wanted to wish a very happy birthday to Nitin sir and to my favorite teacher. And surprisingly, my favorite teacher has not changed for a long time, and it won't now because I used to change my favorite teacher every month when I was in school. So I want to wish you a very happy birthday and all my best wishes to you. And I want to thank you for everything. And one thing I learn every day from you is how to be humble and positive throughout and at every moment. And I'm just loving the sessions as always. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Urvi. And it's a privilege to be tagged as your favorite teacher. Okay. And you are also my youngest favorite student. Okay. The kind of questions you ask make me sweat at times. So keep up all the good work. And thank you so much for your warm wishes.
Samyukta ji, Sam ji, do you want
Me?
to say? Yeah.
Oh, wish you happy birthday, Nitin ji. Mom also wants to wish you.
Wish you happy birthday to you, Nana.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for everything that you are giving. Thank you so much for scolding me. Since recently, very often. Thank you for helping me to pull on the track. Thank you so much for everything, Nitin ji.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you for being receptive to the apparent scoldings that you get, okay, from time to time. So thank you so much. Keep up all the inspiration, okay, going.
Samji, thank you for waiting. Please go ahead.
Happy birthday, Nathan ji.
Thank you, Samji.
God bless you. Enjoy your wonderful day. And we learn a lot from you. निंदक नेड़े रखे कोई ऐसा भी होना चाहिए ना जो पंगा लेने वाला हो बीच बीच में. So I'm probably one of them. Time to time, I try to bother you and.
No. I think I like your spirit, actually. You're very, very diligent about what you're doing. And you've been the one of the very few first people. So it's a pleasure. It's our honor, Samji, to have you on these sessions. And I'm glad you're finding these beneficial.
और ये बच्चा कितने साल का हो गया? 25 साल का.
मैं बोलता हूँ सबको, I always say, take away all my holidays, the federal holidays, the summer holidays, the vacations, then I'm still a teenager. Okay. But if I add those, then I'm crossed 40 already. So
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Let me give it to Abhishek ji.
Yes,
Radhe
Abhishek.
Radhe Nitin ji. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Abhishek.
And one thing that I wish to share कि आपके सामने मैं अपनी सारी insecurities, मेरे fears सब कुछ मैं रख पाया, and the way you handled all of this and मुझे उन सब चीजों से बाहर निकाला, and because of you now I'm so close to Swamiji, and whatever you have did for me is like unbelievable, and thank you so much for that. Thank you so much.
Abhishek, you are a special, all of us are special kids of Maharajji and Swamiji. So it was meant to happen. And I'm so glad you were able to take on the next step and met Swamiji, because whenever somebody goes and meets Swamiji, that hook is established. I feel so good about it. Okay, so that is the litmus test for these sessions. You come here, you get inspired, you know who Swamiji is, and then that hook is established. That's it. Okay, that is my success KPI, basically, key performance indicator. So thank you so much. You are one of them, and I feel very glad about that.
Lakshmi Prasanna ji, please go ahead.
Yeah, happy birthday, Nitin ji. And I'm waiting for the call because I've already entered into hospital. The signal may go. So thank you.
Thank you so
and
much.
The word humbleness, as advised by you at my knee, it has changed my life. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to have both you and Rupaji on the sessions. Thank you so much, Lakshmi.
Okay, we have a lot of hands going now. So
let's have Hasmita's thing, and then we can come back maybe. Right? She wanted to think, I don't want to take, and then we can come back. I think we'll have some more time. What do you want to do? Either it's fine.
Go ahead,
Radhe Radhe Nitin ji, happy birthday to you.
Radhe Radhe Hasmita, I know you had signed up for the devotional segment, so go ahead and then we can come back to the hands after the segment. Real quick, 1 minute each for all of you.
So this is actually the first song that I learned to sing, like one of Swamiji's songs, and this is actually my first Hindi song that I learned. I don't speak Hindi, so this is very new to me. So I'm sorry if I make any mistakes. पूछते हो कैसे चले आएंगे मुरारी, कौन से सुनाए धुन लगे उन प्यारी. पूछते हो कैसे चले आएंगे मुरारी, कौन से सुनाए धुन लगे उन प्यारी. बोल राधे चले आएंगे मुरारी, बोल राधे बोल राधे बोल राधे, चले आएंगे मुरारी बोल राधे। कण कण में बसे गोपाला, वृंदावन का नंद लाला। कण कण में बसे गोपाला, वृंदावन का नंद लाला। राधा के प्रेम में बता है इस जग का पालनहारा। पावन प्रेम में दागे, पावन प्रेम में दागे, बोल राधे बोल राधे, चले आएंगे मुरारी बोल राधे। बोल राधे बोल राधे, चले आएंगे मुरारी बोल राधे। यशोदा माँ के घर में ये श्याम सुंदर का बसेरा। यशोदा मैया के आंगन में खेले कृष्ण कन्हैया। यशोदा माँ के घर में हे श्याम सुंदर का बसेरा। बरसाने के गलियों में I messed up. I'm so sorry, but yeah,
No,
that's what I had.
You did well, Asmita. I know Hindi is not your first language, and the way you carried it out was very, very nice. And I'm so glad you picked it up. You can sing more often in our sessions. We got it. A lot of hearts for you. Thank you so much. And you picked my birthday as the occasion, so even more thanks to you for that.
Thank you,
so much.
once again, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Amutamani ji, you've got a very talented daughter, okay? She can sing also. She can act, she can sing, she can do a lot of stuff. Awesome, Asmita. Wonderful. All right. Now we can take the remaining hands real quick, 1 minute each, and then we can.
Sure. Yes. I'll give it to Manish ji. Please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe, Manish ji.
Radhe Radhe, Nitin ji. Happy birthday. May God bless you. I just wanted to say thank you for all the help and support you have given me in the struggles that I have gone through and helping me grow. So thank you very much, and may God bless you, and may you continue to help fallen souls like me. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Manishi, and our best wishes and sending you a lot of strength your way. I know you're dealing with a lot in life, so and these sessions, I hope they are providing you the required strength, and our best wishes are with you, from each one of us. So thank you so much for that.
Surinder ji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Amritwani ji. Thank you. I only wish to say, राम के स्वरूप जी ने हमें कृष्ण स्वरूप दिया है. धन्यवाद लेखा जी का है. राधे राधे.
आज मेरे मॉम नहीं है शायद सेशन में, पता नहीं कहाँ गायब हो गए वो, बट धन्यवाद सुरेंद्र जी. Thank you so much. My mom and dad, they fondly remember, you paid one visit and they still remember it. It was such a nice.
I can't forget them. I can't forget them. राम स्वरूप और लेखा जी कमाल है. सारंग निवास में निवास करते हैं. सारंगा तेरी याद में चैन हुए बेचैन. वाह.
Thank you so much, Surendra ji. Always good to hear from you and see you. And thanks for all your blessings. Yes.
Keshav ji, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Keshav ji.
राधे राधे. चिरजीव रहो नितिन जी. जन्मदिन की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. वो कहते हैं ना, दूधो नहाओ पूतो फलो, और वो बच्चे जो होंगे वो ज्ञान की, कृष्ण का, गीता का उनमें भरपूर होगा. इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Keshav ji, for your warm wishes and blessings. Thank you.
Ajit ji, I'll take you next. Sorry, we couldn't take your question. Please go ahead, Ajit ji.
Radhe Radhe. Many happy returns of the day and happy birthday to you. You are Guru and God to us for all the group. You are bringing God's voice. You are interpreting in Bhagavad Gita and all the spiritual knowledge to uplift our faith. So you are just like God to us. And the today's topic was existence of God. So just like seeing a poem, we can imagine the writer of the poem. Like seeing a scene, we can see the painter. Like that, we can see the God in you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Diji, thank you. Well, I understand your sentiments around it, but I am a mere one of you only, okay? Just because I'm sitting here and Swamiji has given me this seva may make me seem like, I'm like that, but I'm nowhere there. But nevertheless, thank you. And I wish, we all grow on this journey together and can learn from each other as we go along. And thank you so much for your kind words and wishes for that. Thank you so much, Ajit ji.
Neelam ji.
Radhe Radhe, Amritwani ji.
Radhe Radhe.
Happy birthday, Nitin ji.
धन्यवाद.
भगवान आपको ऐसे ही आगे लगाए रखे और तंदुरुस्त रखे, ठीक रखे. बस यही प्रार्थना भगवान से.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Radhe Radhe.
By the way, Neelam ji, you know who is Neelam ji?
I think I know. Can you please tell us?
She's my mother-in-law, okay? So the lady you saw on the screen with that kid, Neelam ji is her mother, okay?
Radhe Radhe, Auntie ji.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much for that. See, my in-laws, they have to sit here. My mom comes here. And today she couldn't, I don't know why she couldn't, maybe she did not know how to click Zoom today. She's technically challenged. But all of them, they come and sit here. But when I go back there, it'll be like, I'll not get any special treatment, so to say. Okay, let's hear quite a few hands here.
Neetu Kashyap ji, Radhe Radhe.
Neetu ji, boliye.
Radhe Radhe everybody, and thank you for the opportunity. Nitin ji, happy birthday to you. And बहुत 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 धन्यवाद. और आप हमेशा स्वस्थ रहें, ऐसे ही हंसते रहें और हम लोगों को सिखाते रहें ऐसे ही, because you are a learner, I know, and we want to be like you so we can learn entire life. And one thing जो मैंने हमेशा appreciate किया आपका sense of humor, and it amazes me how you are bringing it into the Gita sessions. Like ज्ञान से भरे हुए session में आप हमें हंसा देते हो, and you make it look like it's really easy path to go. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Neetu ji. And it's I think the fact that you turn up every day, I think you hardly miss any sessions, which is pretty amazing.
I never missed it. Never ever missed it.
हमारे friend है Phoenix से, and we used to talk to her a lot, and she would hardly get anything. Now she's attending this for the last 2 years.
I'm not sure अभी भी कितना समझ आ रहा है, अभी भी समझ पता नहीं कितना आ रहा है, but I just try every single day. और बहुत बातें की आपसे, and we just love you.
Thank you so much for your warm wishes, and means a lot for us. And please keep attending the sessions, and things will change for sure. Each one of us, something will keep changing when we keep listening to this message every day. And thank you again for that, for your warm wishes.
Ashutosh ji.
Okay, we are down to our last 6. Okay. Yes, Ashutosh ji.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Happy birthday to you.
धन्यवाद. जन्मदिन की हार्दिक शुभकामनाओं के लिए.
तो धन्यवाद हमारे लिए मेरे साथ रहने के लिए और हमारी गलतियों में क्षमा करने के लिए.
No worries. And
sorry.
कोई बात नहीं. Please keep attending the sessions. हम सब, we are a close family, and we are all here for each other, and we have to learn, evolve, and move ahead, regardless of what stage of life we are in. Dhanyavad. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, Shruti ji, thank you for waiting. Please go ahead.
Radhi Shruti, good to see you after a while.
No, I attend session.
Oh,
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do attend. Yeah, not so regular for past 3-4 months, but yeah, I do attend it. Okay. Hello, Nitin. Happy birthday. And I would say that the point of reaching the top is to lift others up, which you do so efficiently every day. Like, whereas you're climbing your spiritual ladder and you're lifting us up with your sense of humor, which makes the points, the knowledge stick, and makes it fun too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good to hear from you. I'd love to hear you recite shlokas more often now, okay, Shruti, now that you're back. And thank you for your warm wishes. And I'm glad this humor resonates, okay? I previously used to think my jokes are for my own entertainment only, but I'm glad others are getting a bit entertained as well and getting some message as well, so which is good to know.
Yeah. Anita ji, thank you so much for waiting. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe everyone, and Radhe Radhe Nitin ji. Many, many happy returns of the day. May God bless you and fulfill all your wishes and take all of us along with you to the same abode, what we are looking for. First, I made another video. If I knew that it's your birthday, I would have uploaded that video only. I didn't know, but like telling what is the key thing that and uploaded another video. I'm having a chance to say that now, like it goes like hop on the bullet train of Bhagavad Gita by Nitin ji, so that you can reach your destination in a bullet speed. So there is no delay. You can reach your destination so quickly. Just hop on this train. That's it. Thank you so very much.
That's a huge compliment, I must say that. So thank you so much, Anita ji.
Yeah, everything. We don't feel like it is a satsang. It's just like we are all on conversing with each other and learning from each other. Like it's so like it's a smooth sailing boat. Like we never felt it's a satsang at all. Especially me. I don't know about others. It's just like just a flow on a beautiful river. Thank you so very much for everything you do. God bless you.
It's all God's Guru's grace, and hopefully it will continue the same way or even keep on getting better. Okay, that's what I hope. So the harder we'll work, the more grace will pour in for sure. Thank you so much for your very encouraging words.
Ramya ji, please go ahead. Nitin ji, just 5 more hands, please.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I have all the time always, you know that, right? Today it's my birthday, so no issues whatsoever.
Sorry, Nitin ji.
No, we have time, so that's fine. Let's go.
Please go ahead, Ramya ji.
I want to start with the shloka, like how Nitin ji does. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My Guru, Nitin ji, thank you so much and wish you many more happy returns of the day. Happy birthday. And I pray to my little Khana to take care of you always and to bless you and your always. Happy birthday.
That's so sweet of you, Shriramya, and it's a pleasure to have you on these sessions. I still remember our initial conversation when you were probably, getting introduced to JK Yoga and all, and you've just come a long way since then, right? With so much of assurance and confidence, so which is such a pleasure knowing you and the fact you met Swamiji. And thank you so much for that, and very sweet of you for the prayers and encouragement. Thank you.
Prashanta ji, please go ahead. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, thank you. I'm in quite a noisy place, so sorry. Nitin ji, first of all, happy birthday. Warm wishes to you. I have to actually go outside, but after I knew that it was your birthday, I stayed here. So I was in a bit hurry. So first of all, I would like to thank you for being the most practical person, the most practical teacher, because, being in this realm, I have got only one answer whatever question I have asked to people, the people who are on the spot, let's say, they have one word answer for everything. That is, devote your life to Hari Guru and you will have the answer. That is the one word answer for everything, right? But you have given the practical answer, and that has helped me really to, to settle down my intellect and my ego as well. So thank you for being such a great person. And sorry for I'm not being able to contact you personally. I have been busy here and there. So, so I'm very glad that you have helped me, to settle down my ego and intellect. Thank you very much. And I would like to say a few lines that we always wish to each other in Nepal, in our family. So, Subha Tava Janma Divas Sarva Mangalam, Jai 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 Tava Siddha Sadhanam, Sukha Santi Samriddhi Chira Jivanam. Nitinji, thank you.
Thank you, Prashanta, for all the warm wishes from your side and the fact that you're finding it somewhere beneficial. See, when we start aligning to the higher principles and divinity, then God puts the thoughts and words in the mouth. Anybody can become an instrument, so that impediment gets removed from your path and you keep progressing. So I'm glad you are continuing with this journey. But let's connect whenever you have time, and we can certainly talk about some other aspects that might be some of those areas which we can definitely talk through. Thank you so much for that. All right.
Himaji, thank you so much for waiting. Please go ahead.
Hey, Hima, good to see you after so long. I hope everything good at your end.
Yes, sir. Wish you a very happy birthday, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for all the valuable lessons which you have taught us. We are very lucky to have you as a Bhagavad Gita teacher. I always keep saying, even I say it now, we got to learn a lot from you, sir. In fact, I'm in short of words to thank you. Thank you for everything, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hima. And thank you for being such an ardent student and student of Bhagavad Gita. When we speak, when I tell something, she listens and she tries to imbibe it right away. And she's one of our youngest students on this session, like Urvi, and very enthusiastic. And I would love to see you back on Seva when your personal obligations, study obligations are kind of settled. And it's a pleasure to talk to you every time. And we wish you loads of success and lots of love your way. Thank you, Hima.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'll give it to Seema ji, Seema Singh, Radhe Radhe.
Seema ji, Seema, it's Laddu, huh?
I think so, not sure.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya. Radhe Radhe Namaskar. Happiest birthday, Bhaiya. And you have no idea what you have done for me. Sorry, Bhaiya, I really didn't want to spoil your day, but Bhaiya, you know that how miserable I was when I met you. And I think I messaged you yesterday.
Let's talk, Seema. You're doing fine. And we miss you here. We miss seeing you here. We have done a lot of good work together here. And I'm just a call and a text away. So let's connect. You're doing well. You're fine. And we got to meet again pretty soon, right? So just hang tight, and everything is temporary, as you see, right? Things will be fine. So thank you so much for your wishes. You wanted to say something else?
Yeah, Bhaiya, I don't know why I'm crying right now, but as I told you that I've really transformed a lot. Let me switch on my camera now. I'm better. So Bhaiya, as I told you that, I've literally worked on myself, obviously with your support. No idea why I'm crying right now, but yes, I'm doing really great here. I'm dealing with really mentally disturbed people here. I don't have words, but yeah, I had so many words to say. I don't have any words, and you're definitely Krishna's favorite child that I know. I think I just know, and may Mahadev bless you with happiness. And Bhaiya, happiest birthday, Bhaiya.
Thank you so much, Laddu. It means a lot. See, you have become a VP now. Okay, VP doesn't mean vice president. She has become vibe proof. Okay, so you need to become vibe proof as we go along. So let's talk more, and do take good care of yourself. Okay, you are much stronger than you give yourself credit for. And take good care of yourself.
Himani ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe, Himani.
Radhe Radhe, everyone. So I stumbled upon Nitinji's class in 2021. I was going through a lot of problems in life. And, I just a thought came to my life, to my mind that, Bhagavad Gita can solve all your problems. If you open any page of Bhagavad Gita, it just came to my mind. I was not aware of JK Yoga at that time. I had visited the temple, but I don't know, suddenly I stumbled upon all these online WhatsApp group and classes. I started taking your classes, although I'm not a very active participant of the group, but I'm like silently listening for the last 2 years. And I think it's because of you, it's because of your personality, Nitinji. I feel like I've grown a lot in this journey. The desire, the hunger for spiritual knowledge has really burgeoned. It's really, you are like a role model for spiritual progress. That's what I feel. When I attend your sessions, I'm like really hooked and I keep listening to them. So yeah, thank you so much for everything. You have transformed so many lives as we are hearing. So thank you so much. You have like a really wonderful personality, very impressive personality, just like Swamiji. Like he's a very amazing personality, very charismatic personality. So it reflects in you.
Yeah, it's good to know, Himani. I remember meeting you, and I remember one of the things that stuck in my head was, I enjoy Maya. I said, all right, we are here. Let's see basically how that journey pans out. And the good thing is that you have continued, right? You are pretty regular in the temples. And it was just a matter of time before Maharajji would have captured your heart. And that is exactly what has happened. When I listen to your bhajans and the way you go about it, it's like something special is manifesting now. So we are all part of this beautiful satsang, and God and Guru have their own ways of capturing somebody's heart, right? And the fact that, I may be one of those instruments in this journey, even though I'm myself work in progress, makes me feel good that, okay, at least something good is coming out, right? Otherwise, I would have been wasting my life doing nothing, basically. So if you're feeling the hook, you feel good, it is a good place to be in. And I feel privileged to be in that situation where if I could inspire somebody to build a deeper hook with Swamiji and Maharajji, even better, right? And we are all in it together. And I feel so good, something to look forward to every day, if you ask me. Right? People say that they need a party to beat their boredom. I have like something to a daily party, spiritual party to look forward to. So there's no place for boredom or anything at all. And each one of you, like you, Himani, they make it so special, right? Because of the fact, the diligence, the sincerity, and the intensity that you bring to this session. And wish you all the very best. And you've got a very beautiful voice and a bhav, and I think a lot of good things are going to happen from this point onwards. So just latch on to whatever seva comes your way, and let's continue this fascinating journey along with each other, the satsangs that we have. So thank you so much for your kind words and all the warm wishes.
Yeah, please excuse